Well, hello and welcome people of the internet back to some more Heroes of Hammerwatch 2. Today we're going to be jumping in with the Lightning Sorcerer, which is the class I've kind of been leveling up. I almost got a win with it the other day, however, we came very shy. So this is what my roster currently looks like. Jafar here, the Lightning Sorcerer. This class is an interesting one. So I think that there's really two specializations, that you could use with the Sorcerer. I don't really think that flame right now off the top of my head is that viable. I just really don't like the whole flame wall mechanic. Ice I think would be better against bosses. What I found with the Lightning Sorcerer is that it's very good in AoE situations. Bosses, it does struggle a little. So hopefully we can kind of show that off, the duality of this class, how it's really good in one sense and not so great in another. But as far as the build goes, let's take a look at gear first. Mostly I have a lot of mana regen on my gear. And that a lot of that is just because those are that's kind of what I have for enchanting right now, is a lot of mana regen. But that'll also help us out because a lot of times we're going to be using the lightning ball. And the lightning ball, let's go ahead and take a look at our skill trainer here. The lightning ball is very strong. It can hit really hard and it can go through an entire swath of enemies. The downside is when you're using this against the boss, this can bounce. So if you're in like a small room, I think there's like a limited amount of times it can bounce. But if you're in a small room, it could potentially be used to like really close out some enemies. But against bosses, you shoot this against them once and it might hit them for big damage, but you're not getting like that repetitive damage that you might get out of like the Archer, for example, where we played Beastmaster and the Spirit Wolves would just like multiply hit the boss. We have lightning mastery, so we are going full lightning damage, including on our staff where it is a lightning staff. So we're going to be getting an extra 40% damage on all our spells, as well as a chance to stun. So we just have flat CC everywhere. I have not really invested too much. I do want to get this crit chance up just so we can get big damage, because our discharge here, which I guarantee I'm going to call this chain lightning more than I will discharge, because that's kind of what it looks like to me. It does decent damage, but for single target, because each enemy can only be hit by one of the arcs that's spread out, on bosses, it's not super great. Again, it's good in AoE situations, and we can also set this up so that way the lightning can chain into enemies, helping it do more damage. But again, it's not really a great single target weapon. Elemental Orb. Typically, it's going to shoot out all elements, and it's going to kind of screw up your elemental affinity, but with one of the passives that we can take, it will only shoot out the effect of the last spell we use. So if we use any of our lightning spells, it will do lightning damage. So it will get a full buff from lightning mastery, but it doesn't do a whole lot of damage, so I just haven't really invested into it. Perhaps maybe this, because this stays in the area, maybe this is better to power up than lightning ball, since this already does so much damage, and we can kind of split the damage between AoE and bosses. Who knows? I haven't tested that yet, but that's just kind of my assumption, is that because this kind of stays in area, maybe this is better against bosses. And then here's the elemental affinity. So again, when you're casting a spell, you gain elemental affinity of that element. You deal more damage of the corresponding element as long as you have that affinity. So just further pushing our lightning damage. But again, this is kind of a smaller percentage, so I would rather get the flat damage boost on like lightning ball and discharge first, and then start working towards the percentage upgrades, except for lightning mastery, which is a fairly decent damage boost. Although I could also see taking like a point out of here, maybe putting it into elemental orb, maybe taking a point out of here, elemental orb. Anyway, and then over here I have basically almost like full intelligence. I have put some into vitality and a little bit into focus, but everything is pretty much into my damage. Other than that, I think that's it. Actually, let me take a look at my gear. What are our eye levels at? Should probably bring them up. Yeah, I'll bring my gloves up and I'll bring my chest up. Let's do that before we jump into a run here. Let's see. So we want we'll do a couple there. We'll do a couple there. Is that enough? I kind of wish it shows you your eye level while you were in there. Yeah, it's fine. Around level 20 should be good. I mean, it's already slightly better gear than I went in with last time, so should be fine. Alrighty, so What do we want to jump in here with? So I had Blessing of Wisdom just because I was leveling up. Probably don't need to do that. Honestly, I think I'm just going to go with extra damage. Typically, you know, I like going with the resources, but in this run, I think I need a little bit of extra damage to help clear out some of the bosses, especially the last couple. And in here, what was I taking before? I was taking... Not either of those. I think I was just taking the Chain Lightning. Pretty sure that's what I like to start with. The Life of the Orb doesn't I mean, that can actually be beneficial, but I don't use the orb all too much. I'm mostly on Discharge and Ball Lightning. These ones don't really matter. I mean, we'll take them, don't get me wrong, but to start with, not a big deal. Yeah, I'm just going to take the Chain Lightning. I think that's going to help us in the beginning, especially. And then for food here, let's see. We don't need to go stone because I was farming in the mine. We don't need to do that today. Let's go ahead and take the... we will take... I'm actually going to take... Yeah, I'm going to take the Resistances for a little bit of extra defense because I noticed I was popping a lot of potions in my last run, and I don't really want to be in that situation if I don't have to be. We could take the Apprentice. Or we could just take weapon. I think I'm actually going to take the... Oh, but it's weapon crit chance. It's not spell crit chance. Let's take the cast speed and reduce spell cooldown. It's a little bit more mana cost, but I think we'll be fine. We will take it. All right, let's go ahead and jump in. I hadn't figured out where I was going with that. Because the last time, like I said, I was literally just farming materials, so I didn't really have a plan of, you know, what I wanted to take for damage purposes. Alrighty here. Now, one thing that I did mention quite a couple of videos ago was that I wasn't really a big fan of the staves. I like the lightning stave. I'm not... If I remember correctly, the ice stave is one of those things where you have to like charge it up and do one attack. I'm not a big fan of that. Actually, let me take a look before I go up to the Citadel. Let's just see if there's... Yeah, I want to see if there's like trinkets down here because I want a couple extra trinkets if I can grab them. I don't really like the attacks that are charged. And it's just gear. Don't need that. It's going to be lower level anyway. But Ball Lightning here, we can basically charge it up and then send it off, and it just does big damage through everything. The thing is, it is fast, and it just goes kind of in one straight direction. So you really want to like kind of line it up. But what I end up doing what I've ended up doing a lot actually, is kind of just charging it up, or sorry, not charging up, literally just spamming it. So okay, we're at this point, we're wasting a bunch of time, so we'll just go ahead and do the Citadel. But I literally just tap it a bunch. It already does so much damage. Like, obviously it does more if you charge it, but if you have enemies that are, like, right in front of your face, you just tap it, and it just flies right through them. Alright, well, now that we got our buddies, let's go ahead and send them to their deaths, because I don't think they're gonna survive this one. But the early bosses specifically, the Lightning Sorcerer is pretty good at, because they're all kind of AoE based. It's the ones that aren't AoE based. So like the serpents, obviously the final boss, that this one struggles a little bit in. But there we go. An easy 4 candles. And what do we get here? Wood gain we don't care about. Potion charge, don't really care about. Damage against bosses, very nice. Fire arrows are great. Movement speed, weapon power is okay. Resist. Restore health, we like to get that early. Gold gain, potion charge. All right, we're full up on potions. Acid stuff, blackjack we don't really care about. Hopefully we can trade that off later. Damage against elites. This gives us a bunch of gold. Spell power is great. Throwing star is not so great on this class. Resist, don't really care. Weapon speed. Wand is great. Alright, cool. So what do we get for passives here? We could go for penetration. So the static field isn't super great. I think I'm just going to take the penetration here. This is one of those things that I still haven't figured out yet, is how much resistances enemies have. But this just puts the electricity area right around you, which I don't really care for. We could also take the discharge, but I'm going to go for the penetration first. This is pretty good for defensives. I do like having the additional range, though. I actually like all of these. I think I'm just going to take the extra defense, though. I'm going to take the lightning mastery here. And I'm going to increase the time of our orb. Because, again, I think I'm going to end up using that a bit against bosses, even though it does have a lower damage output. I have a feeling just the fact that it sits in an area, we can kind of use that to our advantage. Or at least we'll, you know, at least we'll try it. So we can kind of back up, just shoot the orb through them. Oh, we're going to back up and hit that tower with a hard ball. Here we go. Easy kill. Now, one thing that was brought to my attention by a very nice commenter, so thank you very much for the tip. I did not realize that there was an achievement for having used a bunch of potions. And so what I've been doing is just kind of either passing up on wells if I don't need them. I think that was just added poison damage. Or, like, if I have, let's say, 2 out of 4, I just kind of pop... the well, and I don't really think anything of it. But they brought up a good point in that I should be popping all my potions before hitting a well. Because it's basically just free advancement towards the achievement, which we will definitely be doing here. We are mighty safe here. Don't you worry about that. I need to tell myself not to worry about that. There we go. Just give him a little fry. Nice. Blast him. Pick up the mana. Sustainability is something we're going to have to kind of figure out with this class along the way. We don't really have a lot of great ways to recover health, or we have a few ways to recover mana. We can pick up the passive that we regain a little bit of mana on crit. Which is probably an argument as to why I should take a little bit more mana on the class, perhaps. Because, let's see, so 10%, 1% is only 3 mana. So if we have a bigger mana pool, we can recover more mana. Got the nice stun there. There we go. See, there's a little bit of a bounce. It only bounces like 1, I think, maybe 2 times. I don't know if it can actually go the full 2. But definitely once. Which is, again, it's like the annoying thing. It's like I don't really want it to do that. Especially against bosses, it's really obnoxious. But against everyone else, like in rooms and stuff, it's totally fine. There we go. What are you selling there, buddy? Let's see. Increases weapon. Don't care about that. Health and mana. Scroll of Magic Missile, I think I'm going to take, because that's just basically an extra flat 40 damage whenever I cast a spell, except for literally the orb, which is super weird. Damage taken, health and mana regen. Okay, so we'll take this, and then we're going to take the health and mana regen to help us out a little bit. And let's go for... Yeah, we're going to take the increased spell crit damage. Where is our spell crit chance at, anyway? Let's take a look at that. Weapon, spell crit chance, so 21%. Which is not the greatest, but it's not awful either. Okay, let's just round them all up and then just, yeah, shoot a big old ball through them. Scroll of Earthquake. Very nice, very nice. Some added damage. So far, both of these scrolls that I have now that have added damage, I did not have in the last run, so we'll see if this added damage helps out in the boss fights. Is that a room? Haha! Spotted that. That was a sneaky one. That one was hard to see. I'm honestly impressed with myself a little bit that I even did see that. Oh, nice. And we get a potential big power up here as well. Which, again, this is another thing. I didn't see the Curse Merchant at all in my previous run, so hopefully we can get some big damage. Okay, so weapon power, I'm not super big on. Some additional resistances. Enemy hit extends the lifetime of the projectile. I don't know that I care about this either. But I think I'm going to take them. Maybe I'm going to take the resistances. I think I'm going to take the resistances. Especially for the... what is it? It's the floor with all the CC. There's a lot of lightning mages. So I think I'm going to take those. And I want to prep this a little bit because if we end up getting... I'm assuming there is one where it's spell power for how much curse you have. Although, you know what I just realized is it kind of makes me not want to hit the bonfires, which remove curse, but I kind of want to remove curse, so that's kind of a weird one. I guess it has the benefit where if I don't find a bonfire, I'm getting benefits for it, and then if I do find a bonfire, then I have some benefits from the other passives that I'm taking. So we'll see. I mean, really, I don't have anything to think about until I see something pop up. And I haven't purchased the Architect yet, so I think one of the next things that I'm going to work on buying. So that way I can get a map of the area. And I don't have to, like, clear the full floor to find everything. Because, I mean, right now, I'm still kind of clearing floors just for the experience, right? I still want to be leveling up all my classes. And I think what my plan is to do a full run with everything in, like, not New Game, so whatever. I was going to say New Game 0, but technically, I guess technically it is New Game 0. You're starting from scratch. Ball lightning, please go. Thank you. The thing is, like, Rogue is getting shafted. The Rogue has, even when they got it changed and now it's trap damage, like, its trait is so bad. Like, I haven't even played Rogue yet because it's just, like, worthless. I mean, before, what was it before? Was it, it wasn't gold gain, was it? I forgot what it was before, but I remember it was potentially even more worthless. Because I remember seeing the patch notes where it came out, and I was like, well, I guess that's, like, slightly better. Alright, what do we got here? Movement speed and bonus dashing. Alright, well, I guess we'll get to go through this a little bit quicker. A little bit of money down here. I don't think I've ever seen... Okay, yeah, I've never seen that room before. I was like, where the frick do I go? Discharge small balls of fire towards nearby enemies. Great balls of fire. Oh boy, I just walked into the freaking pit of disaster. Okay. There we go. Ball lightning being very kind to us there. Probably should have taken like half a second to look ahead, but I had blades on me. Had to make a decision fast. Yeah, I mean, 4,000 crit is, it's no joke. That is, in fact, no joke. God, 5,000 crit? It's crazy. Chance to block projectiles. I'm actually going to take the added range on discharge. I like having the added range so I don't have to get so close. And the fact that, you know, it can hit enemies from a little farther away. Chains a little bit easier. And I do end up using discharge a lot in these dungeons. Ah, missed. Alright, alright, alright. God, do we have any... I was gonna see if there's any food around here. Alright, I guess I'm popping a potion. Probably get the probably should have gotten the chance to stop projectiles up. All right, let's try and actually dodge as many of these as we can. Ow. Okay. Oh frick! It was one of these. I thought, well, there's a well over here, so that's fine. We'll hit that at the end, though. Alright, screw it. Since we have a well, I don't really care about burning these potions. Okay, we got a new staff. Ooh. Travel rations. Which one is that? I don't remember. Damage beast, less dash recovery time. Well, that seems kind of not great. Anything else to explore? Technically, we could go up here. Oh, I guess there's something over here? Okay. It's on the way out anyway. Okay, my memory is bad. I did not hit the well, right? Yeah.
No charges.
Gonna get freaking Alzheimer's at the age of 31. Maybe I already have it. I always joke, that's kind of a dark topic. I always joke around with like my friends that I'm gonna get it. I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna have like dementia or something. It's like in my family. That's a horrible thought, but you know, sometimes you just gotta kind of prep yourself for it. Alrighty, let's go. So if we can line them up, we can use that to our advantage. Alright, not the worst. Oh, I'm like out of potions. That was a rough fight. I got way too overly aggressive there. Attack power per trinket in your inventory. What do we else? We got Chilling Adept, Lightning, Tome of Conflagration. Alright, Quartz. I see you. Let's see. What do we got here? Let's go out the side room first. Oh, I didn't realize we we also have the trinket on dash. We do lightning damage. It's cute. That's cute for the lightning sorcerer. Oh, we got buddies. Nice. I like having the early buddies. Very helpful in this area. Okay. Come on, boys. Let's go. Party up. Squad up. Can't, guys. Getting a little queasy. I think we already lost one. Yeah, we already lost one member of the squad. God, where are they coming from? Ooh, I almost missed some gold. Can't forget any gold. So unfortunately, we did already lose one of the squad, but to be fair, they kind of ambushed us with a bunch of guys. That was a little rough. Alright, what are we getting? Additional change. I don't really care about any of these. So I'm just going to take the chain lightning. And yes, that was the closest voice I could get to Jafar. So that's what Jafar sounds like. Although he would be very much less intimidating if that's what Jafar actually sounded like in the movie. But he was like the only like pop culture sorcerer I could think of. And I didn't want to like cheap out and, you know, like call my sorcerer like a wizard, right? Like it'd be kind of disingenuous to call him like Saruman, right? That was kind of the other name I was going to go with, but like a wizard was already Gandalf, so I couldn't take that. But he does become, I guess you could have gone like, you could have called him like Doctor Strange. He's a supreme sorcerer supreme. But, I mean, Doctor Strange doesn't really use, like, lightning powers, so I didn't really want to do that. Oh, we're losing all of our Jim Bobs. It's alright. I'm stronger than any Jim Bobs. Ow. God, I freaking hate the CC. It's really annoying. Okay, easy enough. Mana, don't really care about that. Was that it? That was a pretty short floor. I didn't see any of the secret rooms though. I'm sure you guys are catching them. You guys are way better at that than I am. We could kind of cheat it a little bit, see if we can find any. I've heard conflicting reports. I've heard that you have to stand near the area where there's a secret room to see a secret room, and then I've heard the opposite, where you don't have to stand near a secret room to see a secret room. So I don't know which is true. And I'm kind of too lazy to like find one, leave. Like there's one right here, which I don't really care about that at all. Based on how defensive these guys are, I'm assuming that I do want more lightning penetration. Yeah, so here's the one that we want, Adaptive Orb. If you have elemental affinity when casting spell, the orb will only deal damage of the corresponding element. So now we can basically start our assault and then get just a lightning orb. So I'm assuming the way that it works then is that every blast off of that now does lightning damage, so everything gets an increase in damage. Versus before, I'm assuming it only gets basically a 30% increase. Right? Because like a third of the blasts are going to be ice, a third are going to be fire. Okay, there's food over here. We'll go here first. Because I want to hold on to my potions as much as possible. Because that's the kind of player I am, the big old potion looter. What's it? I mean, there's a loot goblin. Is there a potion goblin? I guess a potion goblin would be goblin the potions, and so if that's the case, I guess you are using the potions, but I'm the person who specifically does not use their potions because I'm always like, oh, no. There's going to be, you know, just like I am in my personal life where I'm like, I'm not going to use any of my time off because I might need it eventually, and then it comes to December and I have like 3 weeks of vacation, and it's a pain to try and schedule that. I'm the same way with potions where I'm like, oh, you know what? There's going to be a better time to use this. Like, no, the best time to use it is when you need it. But then I kind of like try and justify it to myself where I'm like, well, if I use it now, there's going to be a time where I need it in the future. And it's like, well, if you die now, you can't use it in the future. Alright, come over here so that way I don't get shot a bunch. There we go. Use those corners to our advantage. Well, that was kind of nice. We lose all of our weapon power, but we got whatever passive we ended up getting for basically free. I'm already forgetting which one it was. Eh. Not worth it. Oh boy, that was a mistake. I thought I was gonna get pincered. Oh boy. Oh boy. The mana problem's setting in. Luckily our basic attack doesn't use mana. Oh, Jesus. Oh boy. Oh, Christmas. Okay, let's see here. Well, I want all this experience. Oh, I have plenty of mana now. Okay. Oh, but I almost don't have any health, though. Without health, we have no mana, so we need to get health. Can I sneak? Thank you for letting me sneak. Man, there's just so much CC to turn off your entire character down here. Okay, now we can make our way out of here. I think we got everything, right? Yeah, we already came down there. There was nothing down there. Okay, so let's see where we're at here. So we are at level 20. Can't get any more experience, which is a little bit of a bummer. So as far as our spell power, yeah, we're at 336. Okay. Just kind of taking a look here so you guys can kind of see what it looks like before we go. Yeah, I feel like I need this lightning penetration way up. Okay, just for an idea of what we look like before this fight. This fight might take a little while, especially compared to the last couple builds. This is definitely a much slower fight. Okay, might have to pop one of my potions here. Yeah, I'll just pop it now. I think my right click might actually just be better. Why can't I move? Okay, thank you. Oh, Jesus. Okay, that was almost bad. That was almost bad. What do we got? Only one potion left, huh? All right, we're almost there. There we go. Oh, man. Yeah, that fight is definitely harder on this class. There's not a lot of like really good single target damage. Which is why, again, I think that... Ooh, interesting. Which is why I think that if you're going to play Sorcerer and are having... I'm curious to see what... Basically, I'm curious to see what the ice build feels like. I'm honestly I'm gonna wait here for my health to regen, just because I'm so short on mana potions. Especially for this area. There's a lot of projectiles. Unfortunately, I don't have the higher tier for the projectile reflection. Because whereas the lightning sorcerer is better at chaining lightning between enemies, so you kind of want multiple targets, the ice sorcerer has like a smaller cone, so you're hitting a smaller area, but each basically like ice pellet can hit the same enemy multiple times. So I'm assuming that it's going to be better for just like kind of shotgunning down bosses. So I am probably, and the fact that I can't level up means that the only way to refresh my potions now is by finding a well. So I'm probably going to be playing a lot more defensive here in this zone. Playing a lot more careful. Because typically there is a well in this area, but it's one of those things where I don't know if it's 100% guaranteed or you're just like very likely to see. Oh, Jesus. Okay. You know, very likely to see a well. Right, you guys come to me. I don't want to have to be on the other side of that fog. Oh, and I'm out of mana. Okay, so this is pretty important. Let's see, Mana Surge. Okay, so we're just gonna go with Mana Surge here, because this doesn't matter for the boss fight. We can't really trigger it except for that middle phase. Other than that, it doesn't matter, and we don't really care about range at all. So we're gonna take the potential to recover some of our mana. Oh, we got some enemies up here. Now, realistically, if I had a map, I would probably be kind of just running my way through this level. Since I can't get experience anymore, there's no real reason to kind of like this, you know, that does nothing for me. I am going for all the gold, though. Obviously, I can still use gold to level stuff up. But, like, if I had a full map of the area, I would basically just go for where are the talents, like, where are the passive skills, take those, and then other than that, kind of dodge everything else. Because other than that, basically, I just want power for the boss at this point. Power for the boss and gold. That was a decently well-hidden secret room. Man, we are getting so many of these tomes that I just don't want. Wow, okay, I'm just literally missing these left and right. Tome? Armor and fire resist. Actually pretty good for the final boss. There's only a little bit of fire damage, but I suppose it mitigates some of the fire trail he sets out. But the armor will be really nice. Oh, okay. Back out, back out, back out. Over there, just mana. We got a bunch of money down there, so I think I'm gonna head down that way. Okay, so we do have a well up here. That's super nice to know. Too bad we didn't find another shadow merchant. That would have been nice. Then we could have cleared that. Okay, and we're gonna hold on to this just in case we need it. Oh my gosh, there's so many of these eyeballs. Frickin' A! Okay, thank you. Thank you. Are we almost there? Holy Christ, there's another room. Yep, that's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. Okay, 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 okay. Let's calm down here, people. Let's calm right the frick down. Thank you. Holy crap, man. We don't need to be going that hard. Okay, is this the exit area? This is the exit area, so let's just take a quick peek. I got some monies. Oh, I also got a power up here. Yeah, I want the resources there, so we're gonna go grab those. Oh, and an imp. Nice. Yeah, I'm not going to stand there in that tiny little corridor and just get slammed with projectiles. Not happening. All right, what you got, imp? 15K? Nice. Scroll of meteor? Nice. That's more damage. It's funny though, the flame of meteor, to me, yeah, it looks like just like the weakest little fireball you've ever seen. I was gonna say, where are the little eyeballs? They gotta be coming out here at some point. No way they'd let us get away with that. Okay, so let's go ahead and pop our potions, grab the well, and let's see if we can take out Aang. I thought for half a second that I was blocked off. Okay. I saw that color and it looked like a wall. I was like, did that shut off? Oh, and I gotta remember to pick up this power up. Hopefully it's... Oh man, if it's damage... Skills cost no mana? Okay, if you insist. Alrighty, I'm just gonna like ball lightning you off cooldown. God, man, this one, I don't know why. With the Sorcerer, I've had the hardest time avoiding his sword attack. We gotta remember just to go behind him. Okay, we made it through the first phase. This phase is pretty straightforward. Fortunately, I think I need to pop a potion to stay healthy. Okay, 2 potions left. That's not a good ratio. Yep, this is not a good sign, boys. This is not a good sign. Yeah, that's rough. This spec is really tough. I've just had a lot of problems with this one specifically, just because the fights are so much longer and you have to play a lot cleaner, which that says more about me than the class. I like playing my bulky attackers, so I don't particularly like playing the super fragile mages that you have to be like very careful about your playing. I prefer just face tank and spank. So yeah, looking at the class, let's take a look at our damage here. Lightning Ball. So Lightning Ball is actually, I think that's literally equivalent to what the Spectral Tigers did, or whatever they're called. I'm going to call them Spectral Tigers, but I'm pretty sure that's like exactly the damage that it did. I remember this number, 1.84. Elemental Orb, as you can see, is kind of garbage. Discharge, very strong. Let's see, Lightning Beam does quite a bit. Yeah, but it's just when it comes down to the bosses, while there is a lot of like high damage numbers we can do, right? Like getting crits with Lightning Ball, we get a lot of damage. It's just that there's not a lot of bursty damage that can hit one target. So we may have to check this out and try it again with the Ice Mage and see if, or Ice Sorcerer, and see if we have any kind of differentiation there in terms of like ease of clear and killing bosses. But we got some decent rewards there. But that's about where I got the Avatar 2 last time. So we'll have to see. Because if we take a look, let's take a look here. Because if we swapped over, this is why I don't like fire. Flame Wall seems so bad. It seems so bad. And like you get Fire Mastery, so it's like how is this possibly better? Or not, it doesn't even have to be better. How is this even close to Lightning Ball? And then you look at this Frost Nova. So I'm assuming that this is an AoE. You unleash multiple. Yeah, okay. So it's literally Frost Nova, like from World of Warcraft. So you deal ice damage all around you. So this isn't really. So basically, and then you have a chance to inflict freeze, but it increases ice damage. So it's the same thing. It's just with ice damage instead of lightning. The difference comes in with the passives. So come up here, and if you were to take Rays of Frost, fewer rays in a tighter cone, but enemies can now be hit by multiple rays, and it changes your discharge to ice. So this is what you would build around. So discharge would be your main damage dealer. And so this is why I think it could potentially be better for bosses, because if each of these can only hit one enemy, well, if this can hit multiple, that seems like it would be very strong. So, I don't know. We'll have to give that one a shot. But anyway, that's kind of how the Sorcerer plays. That's how I have the Lightning Sorcerer built. If you guys had fun today, if you enjoyed spending your time with me, would you kindly smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for more roguelite action? But for this one, guys, I'm out of here. I've been Ganyonz. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one.